Hey everyone, welcome to a gorgeous edition of Grappone Drive. It is beautiful. This is the perfect spring day. But today we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this beauty, the 2017 Mazda CX-5, totally redesigned for this year, and I want to show you all about it. Every 2017 Mazda CX-5 is equipped with the Mazda Skyactiv G 2.5 liter four-cylinder engine. That G stands for gas. Later on in this year, we're going to be seeing the Skyactiv D, which stands for diesel. That'll be a 2.2 liter four-cylinder, but we don't have enough information on that to talk about it today. What I do know about this, though, is that it's 187 horsepower, 185 pound-feet of torque. You're good for 23 miles per gallon in the city, 29 on the highway when you're equipped with all-wheel drive, and you get 24/31 if you have the two-wheel drive, which is front-wheel drive. With this engine and transmission, it's a 6-speed automatic combination with sport shift, so you can slide it over in the gate and move it yourself. You can tow up to 2,000 pounds, and that is a welcome addition because many vehicles of this class can only tow about 1,500, so that's a 500-pound difference, which might not seem like a lot until you go to pull something such as your boat or your camper that may be 1,800 pounds, and those other SUVs won't be able to tow it, whereas this will. So that is a welcome bonus. Other than that, Mazda's done a lot to really make sure the noise, vibration, and harshness of this engine and transmission combination have been lowered significantly over the last generation, so you'll really notice that as you drive. I know that I have been, and I'm very happy about it. One of the things that I know everyone wants to find out when they're getting a vehicle like this is how big that back seat is. So let's check that out. First of all, I like how wide this door opens, almost 90 degrees, which makes the ingress and egress really easy. But once I'm here, let's see. Comfortable seat, which is good. It's nice, this is leather. And there's a lot of room for my feet to go under the front seat, which is great. And I left this right where it was with me as a driver. I am between 5'6" and 5'7". So that's good. There's definitely, as you'll notice, a lot of knee room there. I have a nice center armrest with cup holders. Inside, there's actually, on this model, USB ports. They're both 2.1 amp USB, so you can charge your device, although it's a little bit of a funky spot to do that, I won't lie. We're in the Grand Touring today with the, I think it's the premium package, which adds heated rear seats too, so you can control those right here, so that's a nice bonus. Although I'm a little bummed that if you have a third passenger back here, that means you can't use your heated seat because the controls are hidden in the armrest, so it's a little odd for Mazda, but you do have HVAC vents back here too, which is excellent. Sitting back here, plenty of headroom, as you'll notice. The designers at Mazda went above and beyond when they were doing this with over 250 different enhancements and revisions of things over the previous generation. One of which was making sure that this headliner was as smooth and flat as possible to help the passenger feel that they were in a space with more openness to it, essentially, is what it boils down to. So that's nice. I mean, it is sculpted very minimally, and you really can't tell. It just seems like one just straight roof, which is nice, and everything is hidden too. You can't see where the headliner is attached, which was another one of those things. So that's nice. I mean, everything back here is nice quality. These seats are comfortable, and I believe they recline. Yep, a little bit, not a ton, but they do, so that's great. And you've got matte pockets on the backs of both of these, so not too bad back here. You can see the middle seat. Not as comfortable, I won't lie, and it's definitely tighter because there's a pretty decent centerline tunnel hump there. But it's still not horrible. It wouldn't be bad for a short trip. So there you go. There's your back seat room, and let's check out the cargo room now. This year, introduced on the CX-5, they've finally added a power hatch, something that the guests of Mazda have been asking for a little bit now. It only comes in a few of the models, but we have it here in the Grand Touring, and there are 3 different ways to open it. So you can do it here by pressing and holding the button there. You can do it right here, or there's a switch by the driver's side steering wheel to the left of it. So I'm just going to open it here under the Mazda logo, and voila, it opens up, which is a really great feature. A lot of people are requesting that nowadays. Once you've got it open, you have a nice cargo area here. It's a nice flat load floor. It's quite large, and you can actually open up these little storage cubbies on the side, which is nice. Those clip back in. You've got a power outlet, and underneath you have, in this case, the Bose subwoofer, as well as the legitimate spare tire, which I'm glad to see is in here. Let's pull out these floor mats so you can kind of see a little better. And there you go, you have a nice load floor. What's nice too about these seats is they are 40-20-40 split, so if you want to split just that middle down, you can. But you also have these pull toggles here on the side, so there's one there, and there's the other there. Of course, the seat belts, and I have stuff on the seat, so they're not going to fold totally flat right now, but those will fold right down for you, which is really nice. I like that you can do it right here from the cargo area. One of the main competitors of this vehicle also does that, and it is extremely handy so that you don't have to put your stuff down, put it here, go around to the side of the car, open it up, fold the seat, and come back. You can just kind of do it all in one motion, which is great. Another area that Mazda kind of went a little crazy with, and making sure that the whole vehicle was fluid and one rough, tough vehicle, or refined tough, that's what they're going with. The carpeting along the sides here, along the back of the seat, and the floor, they've made sure that it's all exactly the same, so that it kind of seems just like one fluid back area. It used to be before that there was different materials here in the cargo area, but they said, nope, we're done with that. We're going to make it all one. That way it just has a more appeasing aesthetic to it. So hey, great. I guess if it works, more power to you, right? When Mazda decided that it was time to redo the CX-5, they decided that they wanted the entire company to have the same focus and work together as one, instead of being separated and working in their own distinct sections. What did that do? Well, it helped everyone else to understand what the other was working on and what their ultimate goal was. But with them all having the same goal of making the CX-5 the best vehicle that it could be, it really helped them bring everything together. So when one person was designing something and decided that they wanted to tweak it a little bit to make it better, it helped spark an idea in someone else that they could make their device or their design or whatever it may be just a little bit better. And all said and done, when the whole CX-5 came together, you can really tell that they put a lot of thought into it. Things that were thought about that most of us as consumers probably never would have given any thought to whatsoever, such as the hinges that hold the rear cargo hatch onto the vehicle. Mazda decided that they didn't look good, that they would detract from the overall feeling of the vehicle. So they actually went back with the engineers and changed them 1/10 of a millimeter at a time until they just were more structurally sound, which was kind of an afterthought that ended up being a bonus, and B, they were more aesthetically pleasing and you didn't notice them as much when you opened up the hatch. I can't say that I ever would have noticed them anyways, but that's the type of attention to detail that Mazda has given to this new vehicle. Everything on the inside was honed and adjusted and readjusted until they got it just right. For instance, the HVAC vents were moved up 1 millimeter at a time, left, right, up, down, until they got them just right so that no matter what position you have the air louvers at, they're still cohesive with the rest of the interior design. It took them over a year to decide where they wanted just the air vents alone in the entire interior, let alone the rest of the car. But, you know, as you're sitting in here, you really feel a comfort. Everything does kind of fit together nicely. There's real stitching here on the doors and on the dash, which is a welcome touch. Everything is a nice soft material, and it really feels like a nicer vehicle than what you're paying for, which is definitely welcome. All of them come with things such as standard LED headlights. They come, of course, with your standard power windows, locks, air conditioning, things like that. The mid-level trims come with the Mazda Advanced key, where you can keep that key in your pocket and just come in and press the start button. We've got dual zone climate control, we have heated front seats, automatic headlights and wipers, a moonroof as you can see, the power hatch, a really nice 10-speaker Bose audio system. We can get navigation in every model, which is fantastic. I have it up right now and it's a very nice system. In fact, I'm passing the Capitol building and it's showing me a little 3D picture of the Capitol with its gold top and all, which is kind of neat. As I'm driving along too, we have the Grand Touring with the premium package, and I took that because I wanted to see what this was all about, and I wanted to get the nicest one just because, why not, right? This is what Mazda is really going for, and it really is nice. I've got cool things such as a heated steering wheel, something that's kind of slowly trickling down to this market. Those heated rear seats that I talked about, I have an active heads-up display, which is telling me how much of a distance I have between myself and the car in front of me. It even pulls up the stop signs and the road warnings and whatnot and projects them onto my windshield. That way I know, say, what the speed limit is or if I have a yield sign coming up to me, etc., and I missed it, well, it's right there in front of me at all times anyways. A lot was given to how this vehicle drives as well. Things such as how the accelerator pedal reacts when you touch it. They wanted to make sure that it wasn't too sluggish and mushy so that you felt that you had to push it down too much and then all of a sudden you're startled by too much acceleration. But they also didn't want it to be the opposite and too jumpy where you barely touch it and the car launches forward. So they did a lot of work making sure that it was a nice progressive acceleration. They made sure that the steering had a nice weight to it, that the bumps and vibrations and any harshness for the entire vehicle, whether it's being something inside the vehicle or coming from an outside element, was muted and muffled and brought to a level that would feel at one with the whole vehicle. Because that was really what they were going with, was that Jintai Iba, whatever it is, the Mazda Motive anyways, which is the horse and rider R1, but they kind of translate it to car and rider or car and driver R1. And as they were doing that, they decided, you know, it's not just the driver that should have this sense of connectivity with the vehicle, but the passengers should as well. So they made sure that all of the passenger areas were appeasing, that they didn't stress you out unnecessarily, even if subconsciously. So a lot of work went into this new CX-5, and it really shows. It's a very, very nice vehicle. It does feel more upmarket than it actually is, which was Mazda's ultimate goal, and they achieved that. One of the nice things, thankfully, I don't think I'm going to have to utilize it today, or at least I hope not as I'm going through downtown, but all of the CX-5s do come with a smart city brake support, so between 2 and 18 miles per hour, the car is reading the surroundings with the radar, and if something happens, like for instance that vehicle, if I didn't stop in time, the car would actually stop for me, which is a great safety feature for vehicles to have, and it's really being added to more and more vehicles, which is excellent. Hopefully that will help mitigate crashes, at least low speed ones anyway. It does handle really nicely. I have to say it is much, much quieter than the last generation CX-5. The last CX-5 wasn't even loud to begin with, but this new one is way, way quieter. It does have a very nice, solid feel as we're driving down the road. The road imperfections, bumps, potholes, whatever, I mean, you feel them like you're going to in any car, but they're very muted, very muffled, and it feels like the whole car is taking it, not just, you know, one certain wheel or whatever, and it really helps balance it out, which is fantastic. I'm happy about that. Other than that, it's going to be familiar Mazda with the equipment that's here inside. You can go anywhere from your standard regular cruise control all the way up to the radar cruise control, standard climate control to the dual zone automatic that we have here. Things like that, and things that you're all aware of. But I really like how it handles and drives so far as we've been going around today, around corners and on these side streets and main streets and whatnot. So, you know, definitely worth a look at. Mazda's done a lot to improve it. The looks look great. New colors, like this one is a soul red crystal or something like that, which is supposed to make the car look good no matter what. It's supposed to make it look like the sun is shining on it and sparkling no matter what. So that's kind of cool. It's too sunny today to tell if that's true or not. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was informative. Please let me know. Comments, likes, shares, whatever. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can find us at Grappone.com. Excuse me. And learn more about us. As always, I'm Hollis from Grappone Drive. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.